Hi guys, it's Verity from Honeypot here, your bride-to-be. This week on Bride-to-be, it is all about budgeting, which I know will strike fear into the hearts of many of you. I'm weirdly obsessed with budgeting, so I may be one of the few people who enjoy this, but I must admit that budgeting for my wedding was still slightly less enjoyable than budgeting in general because it was quite scary how quickly those numbers added up. So today what I'm going to do is talk you through some of the main things you should do when you're setting your budget, and then I'm going to show you mine. And at the end of it, you'll be able to download a budget template to use in Google Drive, or you can download it as an Excel if you want. And that'll help you get started and hopefully keep track of all that spending so that you don't go over budget, which seems to happen to far too many people when planning a wedding. So the first thing you need to do when you're setting a budget is obviously figure out how much you're going to be able to use in your budget. So this might be figuring out how much you guys can save over a certain amount of time. So for us, we've decided that we're going to get married at the end of March next year for a few different reasons, but one of them is so that we can save money over that time as opposed to having a really quick engagement. Then you need to figure out what you can save from other parts of your life for the wedding. So can you cut down on one coffee a week? Or are you currently spending $300 a week on groceries? The second thing is obviously to figure out how much everyone else is contributing. So if you're lucky enough to have parents contribute, then that's awesome, and it's a good thing to know straight up. We've tried to budget so that we can save most of it ourselves, but our parents are being lovely and contributing. We're not 100% sure exactly what that'll look like in both cases yet, but we know that we can save most of what we've budgeted, and then they'll add in a little bit extra. So once you know how much you've got to play with, then it's about setting your priorities, which we talked about last week. So what are the most important things to you? Is it about having the big fancy venue? Is it about having kick-ass food? Is it about having an amazing band? So set what your main priorities are so that you know that if you have to move money around, those are the things that you're going to move money to as opposed to moving money away. And then you need to do your research. So basically this could be either asking for quotes, but that can be a real hassle, so sometimes people don't want to do that when they're setting their budget. But one of the tools that I've found really useful already is the Wedding Discussion Group New Zealand on Facebook, and this has got about 20,000 people in it, I think, mostly brides, and some vendors as well. And there's heaps of posts there asking about sort of what people paid for different vendors or what might be average prices. So if you go on there and there's a search bar on the left if you're on a desktop, or up the top of your screen on a phone, just ask to join the group first, and then once you're in there, search for whatever it is that you're looking for, and that's a really good place to start, because prices can vary hugely depending on what kind of wedding you want, where you are in the country, and things like that. So do your research and then set some average numbers. And then once you've set your average numbers, that's when you can start going out and getting specific quotes and really starting to put those numbers in.